anyway, the thought was there.
Yeah, that's very jolly. Hooray! That's fun. Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, it's a tune from William Mittell, the guy from Romney Marsh, 1799.
Whoa! 1799. Wow.
That's the date, not the price.
Where do you get his stuff from? That sounds
well. I used to live in Hastings, and somebody nearby discovered this. But I discovered that his entire works are on easily accessible on the internet if you just type in William Mittell, and it's Mittel, William Mittell, and you can get the whole of the tunes, and there are some great tunes there.
Oh wow, that's a really useful pointer actually.
Yeah, there's one that I play called Bagpipers, which fits very nicely on the 3-hole whistle in G.
Wow.
Anyway, there you go.
Oh wow, this is great. Wow, we always get really useful tips on this session, don't we? I'm scribbling away here. I've made my note.
But I don't normally play it on pipe and tabor, so I didn't quite get the drumming totally right. Anyway, there you go.
Sounded pretty good to me.
Yep.
So so hi everybody who we haven't quite said hello to yet. I'm not sure. Did we say hello to everybody? I can't remember. Anyway, who wants to play the next tune?
Don't you? Oh, good, thank you.
You're back.
Hello, back again.
Oh, you're back, Julian.
I'm back. Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
I see we lost Chris. Chris was here, wasn't he? And he's disappeared.
Oh,
really? Oh, okay.
Where?
At the top right.
No, that's Clyde up the top.
Sorry?
That's Clyde.
Where's that Clyde?
Oh yeah, we did have Chris a few minutes ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Chris was here, wasn't he? Yeah. Right. Yep. Right.
Okay. Well, anyway, who wants to play the next tune?
Well, I'll play the next tune if you like.
Yo, go, Gillian! Hooray!
Another seasonal one. Pipe. Drive the cold winter away. This time of the year is spent in good cheer, etc., etc. Now, have I got? I wonder if my original sound is still on. You'll soon let me know, won't you? I can't. There's nothing up my original sound off. I better put that on. There we go. Original sound on. G pipe.
Yay, that's fun. Yay.
Lovely
Oh,
tune.
and we got Elizabeth as well. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hello, Elizabeth.
Hi, everybody. I don't have anything prepared, but and we've had a really rough family week, but I just couldn't wait to see your faces, so I'll stay and hang out if that's okay. I don't have anything prepared. Did you see what I built? I built a little stand for all my recorders and instruments, and they just sit on a little dowel. So
Wow.
I have them all. So when I take class or when I, practice, I've got them all on this little stand.
Wow, so it looks very executive. Yeah, wow.
I
Very
just
up.
made an oval, kidney-shaped piece of wood and stuck all the dowels in.
Cool. Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Yay. So what time is it for you, Elizabeth? Probably some dreadful time.
It's
of the-
just 8:30, so it's all right.
Oh, okay.
I gave a car to my mother years ago, and she drove it, and she's a very sprightly, successful 89-year-old, but the car was totaled Wednesday night, and then I took my mother to visit my stroke brother because she goes once a week. I go once a week, and he now has COVID, so he's very vulnerable. So and now my mother has been exposed, so we're kind of worried. So it hasn't been a wonderful start to the new year.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Not wonderful, but I'm hopeful, and I just had to see everybody.
Well, it's
Hope
always
you
lovely to
guys-
see you and to see everybody. Actually, it's just amazing the variety of people that we get on here, isn't it? It's just absolutely
Yes.
great. Yeah, brilliant. Aha.
You mean variations of weirdo? Is that what you're?
From all around the world.
All these people playing the best instrument in the world.
Yay.
Yeah. All right. Who wants to play the next tune?
Well, I'll play British Grenadiers. If it's on,
Yeah. That would
on
be great.
page 29.
Whoa. Okay. Brilliant.
6.
Which sort of pipe are you going to be using, Viv?
D.
Yep. Cool. Hooray! That was great. That's reminding me of the Longborough. There's a really nice Longborough dance to that. It's really good. And yeah, and if you ever go to Longborough, and because you've got all the big jumps in Longborough, and if you ever go to Longborough and you sort of imagine how they ever did any of these big jumps.
Where is it?
Well, it's in Gloucestershire, but it's got this enormous slope, so it's kind of one of the biggest high jumping traditions in the Cotswolds,
Oh.
but the pub is on this massive slope, so the only way you can dance outside the pub is on a slope. And so, whenever you do Longborough in Longborough, it's you're just like battling not to go further and further down the hill. Yeah, it's quite a problem. Yeah, but yeah, it's that's a great dance, that British Grenadier. It's really nice. Good to
I
hear
used
that.
to teach in a school with a rounders pitch that was on the slope, and so that was quite tricky. And it was even more tricky when they played football on it in the winter.
Yeah, well, they reckon some of the FA Cup games get influenced by slopes, don't they? I think. Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
I think so. Oh, we got Chris is back. Hi, Chris.
Well, that was interesting because just as Steve was saying he was going to check his Wi-Fi, we had a very brief power cut. And of course, we lost our Wi-Fi as a consequence. It's just come back on again.
Oh. Oh, well, it's good to have you back anyway. Yeah,
Nice to be here.
Yeah.
Happy New Year to everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, who wants to play the next tune?
Well, I'll have a go. I can't for the life of me remember the name of this. It's another Morris tune. Andy, help me. Da 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 dum. That's the end of the phrase.
Black Joke, is it?
It's one of the Black Jokes. This will probably be an amalgam of various versions. So, but it's easy enough to follow along with, I think.
Yeah. What are you? Are you on a big?
On a D pipe.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
On a D pipe. Any length you like. Oh, try again. Nice mix up there, but never mind.
No, that was nice. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's always a super tune, isn't it? With that phrasing, it's really nice.
Mm.
Oh, we got a raised hand from Alan. I don't know if that's accidentally. You never know on these things.
That was going to be an applause, not a
applause. Excellent. No worries.
I'm still very new. I'm doing the drumming fine. The drumming's okay. The pipe is a bit more of a problem.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, this session's, it's like it's a really sort of supportive session. So anytime you feel like asking anything or playing or everyone is just so enthusiastic about the instrument that whatever you do will be just people will just love it. So
okay, it's good to know.
Yeah. So yeah, and any questions as well, because there's lots of people who've got different areas of expertise on this. So if you ever
Are you all
feel
using
like asking a question.
D whistles? You're all using D whistles, are you?
Well, so I think through the society, lots of people have a high D one. That's a kind of a lingua franca, I suppose, because if we get together physically, we can all play together on those. And then lots of people have G ones as well, and then various people have just other keys that have just proved to be useful for various purposes. Some people like C, high C, because it's just slightly less piercing than a high D, and some pipes are quite good for singing with as well. F pipes are possibly the key that some of the 15th century Italian stuff was done with, so some people like those. Yeah, so there's lots of variety. A pipes are quite fun as well.
Hey, okay.
Right, you've put your foot in it now, Andy. Show us how you sing when playing a pipe.
Oh, all right, I'll do that then. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, you'll find there's a certain time lag involved. Yeah, okay, I'll sing. So I'm going to do Shepherd's Arise.
Well, the only criteria is you have to do them both at the same time.
Well, no, there will be a time lag. I've no idea whether this is in any of the Taborers Treasury books. I don't know whether it is. But I'll just see. Yeah, okay, right. So I'll just get my Tabor. So I'm going to use a.
While you're doing that, Andy, I just wanted to say I have also a high C because I play with a lot of recorder players, and the music really fits on the F recorder and the C recorder. So I get to play with my friends because I bought a C, and lots of people play in those keys for early music. So the C has been really useful.
Yeah, and I also find the F pipe is quite useful for some songs, and the A one's quite useful for some songs as well. So yeah, so it's kind of just depends on the thing you're playing, really. And they all have different blowing characteristics as well. This is a Mark Binns. This is quite useful actually for accompanying concertina. It's sort of loud enough to cut through. Anyway, here we go. So this is going to be Shepherd's Arise. This is a traditional carol. I'm on this G pipe. So it's going to start on the C. Okay, right, here we go. Shepherds arise, be not afraid, with hasty steps prepare. To David's city sin on earth, with our blessed infant fair, with our blessed infant fair, with our blessed infant fair. Sing, sing all earth, sing all earth, return, praises sing to our Redeemer, and our heavenly King. mild, humility divine, sweet innocence, meek and mild, in his infant shine, grace in his features shine, grace in his features shine. Sing, sing, Ola, sing, sing, Ola, praises sing to our Redeemer, and our Heavenly King. For us our Saviour paid on earth, for us his life he gave, to save us from eternity's death, and to raise us from the grave, and to raise us from the grave, to raise us from the grave. Sing, sing, Ola, sing, sing, Ola, the praises sing to our Redeemer, and our Heavenly King. Sing, sing, Ola, sing, sing, Ola, the praises sing to our Redeemer, and our Heavenly King.
Brilliant.
Yeah, very nice. Do you know where that one comes from, Andy?
Well, it's one. Unfortunately, on 12th night, because 12th night in Guildford is normally a really massive event. We go around all the old. There's a lot of really old medieval and 16th century and 17th century pubs in the centre, and we go around them and we perform a mumming play, and we sing all these songs. And that's one of the ones that we sing in all of those pubs. And then we put we have we have a king of the wassail as well in Guildford, and he gets selected because what happens is there's a cake that gets passed around, and there's a bean in the cake, and whoever has the bean in their cake then becomes the king. And there's a good side and a downside to being the king, because if you're the king, you get to order everybody around, through the evening, which is kind of quite fun. So you can sort of request particular songs at particular points and stuff like that. Or you can say, oh, I've had enough singing, let's have the play now, and all this kind of stuff. But the other thing that happens is that there's a really beautiful old coaching inn called the Angel, and we perform in there, and in there as part for all the performances, we put 3 crosses on a beam to give them good luck in the pub. But in the Angel, the way it has to happen is that the king goes up onto this sort of 17th century parapet thing above the performance area where a lot of the audience are, and then he he has a couple of assistants who just grab his legs, and then he gets propelled over over the balustrade head first down with his chalk, and he has to chalk the 3 crosses upside down. And it's all quite fun. Yeah. So how do we get onto that? Well, anyway, yeah, that's where we sing. That's one of the places where we sing "Shepherds Arise." I think it might originally be one of these ones that was collected in Yorkshire. I don't know, but
no,
that's where I know it from.
It's associated with the Cobber family in Sussex.
Oh, is it?
Oh, is it? Oh, well, there we go then.
And if you want the words and tune, if you read Bob Copper's book "A Song for Every Season," it's in the back.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Every home should have a copy.
Mm.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. All right. All right. So it's from Sussex then. Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. I don't know who it is who assembled all the stuff that we sing in Guildford, but it's a fantastic assemblage of songs. And we have a big audience of normally about 50 people. You know, some people come, you know, from across the country to come to it, and the audience goes round all the pubs, and they all dress up as well. So they all dress in tinsel or in mumming costumes, things like that. Yeah, it's a great evening. So I encourage you to come next year if we can do it physically. We had to do it on Zoom this time. Yeah. Haha. Oh well, who's up for the next tune? Oh,
I
sorry.
have one. I have one I could do.
Yay! Hurrah!
Maybe you'll remember when we were in Rotherhithe, I brought a little round that I had written called "Chilly, Chilly Winter," and I sing it, but I also can play it on the pipe. And then I put the words in the chat. It's a round, so if you, as you're listening, if you want to read the words out, it's a goodbye to last year and welcome the light. It's a solstice song, I guess. Chilly, chilly winter. So I put it in the chat. If you guys want to look at it, then you'd see what the words are. It's called Chilly, Chilly Winter, and it's a round in 4 parts, but I'll just try to play one. Have you all got the chat so you can see? I could put I can put them in the Google share, the piece, so everyone could learn it if they want to.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah, I can't see it in the chat at the moment, but that might be something
Okay,
to do with the way
because
I can see it.
I get it when I hover my mouse around the bottom of the page and the chat appears. But I see the chat, so.
Yeah, I can see the chat, but I can't see anything from you in the chat.
Okay. Oh, let's see. Maybe there. Now I hit the button.
Oh yeah, there it is.
It should be there now. Thank you.
Hooray!
Can I just note, did we notice that Steve's gone missing again?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, he might have another executive thing he has to do. You never know.
Oh, right. I was just thinking about the share screen.
So I'll play it first and then sing it.
Hooray!
Now, I did not turn on original sound, so I hope it doesn't sound terrible. Now I'd like to sing it. Chilly, chilly winter, cold days and warm nights gathered round the hearth and the candles bright. Goodbye to the old year, goodbye, goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was fun.
And it's
Yeah.
fun as a round. My Morris sides have learned it since, and they all sing. We're all our sides are all singing sides, so we have a lot of fun with singing.
Yeah, that was. I remember you doing it at Rotherhithe. I remember it was really good there. It's really nice. Yeah.
We were down in the Brunel Museum cave.
Yes.
That was exciting.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
freezing down there.
Yeah.
It was very cold.
Yeah. So I'll be emailing Bill and sort of trying to get a consensus on whether we can actually do anything physically for the winter warmer or not. We might have to do an online thing again. What we do have is the end of April, we've got the opportunity to do a procession in the summer pole in Guildford. So that's the last Saturday in April. It's just before the 1st of May, really. So that might be more viable perhaps than a Rotherhithe thing in February. I don't know, but we'll have a bit of a dialogue about it.
Okay. I'd like to be invited. I can't make February, but April's a possibility.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's I think it's something like the 30th or the 31st. 31st, I think. It's whatever the Saturday is there.
30th. There's no 31st in April.
Oh, okay. not very good on days in the month. It'll be the 30th then. Oh dear. Excellent. Yeah. Oh right. Well, who's up for the next tune? Who would like to play for us? Oh yeah, we got Chris. Hooray! Go, Chris.
Okay. Question about pipes earlier on. As I've said before, I'm a big advocate of G pipes because I find them a little bit less shrill. And like you, Andy, for high pipes, I tend to prefer a C to a D. Although, of course, playing together, one needs a D. Anyhow, this is a G pipe. This is hope this will work. Somebody mentioned it was Plow Monday. I was going to try and play Speed the Plow, but I find it still find it a bit tricky, so I'm not brave enough. But this has got a very obscure connection with plows because it's called the Moon and Seven Stars. And I think the 7 stars are the constellation that we know as the Plow. So there's a rather oblique sort of reference. The wrong key. No, not. Sorry, I'm having some brain fade today. Try again. sorry, that should have gone better than that, but there we go.
That's fun. Yeah, that's a great tune, isn't it? Hooray! Yeah, that's very jolly tune. Like that one. Yeah, and a very clever reference to the Plow as well.
Well, at least something went right then.
That's very, very clever. Yeah. Aha. Right, well, who would like to play the next tune?
Are we going to play the 12 Days of Christmas all together?
Well,
Put it in the
Terry-
email.
yeah, well, Terry has suddenly discovered that he's not probably not able to come to this because he was going to lead that.
Oh, shame.
I mean, I don't know if Gillian feels able to do it. I mean, I suppose I could. I don't know. I think if I tried to do it, it would be a bit of a sort of strange recollection of what I
Yes,
think.
and I think because where do you start and where do you stop? You know, are you really going to go repeat? Oh, have I done the 6 or have I done the 7? You know, if you've got the words, you know where you are.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. Yes. I mean, if you like it, I mean, Viv, do you want to play it? Because you seem to be keen on it. If you
I
want
don't
to play
know.
it,
I'm just looking at it. I could try and play what there is in the book.
oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, if you fancy doing that, because I mean,
It seems quite long though. I might expire halfway through.
Well, I think it would be entirely reasonable just to do part of it.
I don't know whether I can spread my music on the stand without obscuring everybody. Right. Can you still
can
see
do
me?
just the last verse.
I'll have a go.
Yes.
Okay, brilliant, awesome. Okay, well, we'll join in. Hurrah!
Now we're on 9. didn't bother with it.
Well done.
Didn't bother with
Wow,
it.
that was a big achievement. That was really good.
This is your virtual gold star. I give these to my students. There you have it. That was great. There's your virtual gold star.
Thank you. I'll stick it on my pipe.
Yeah.
I have to ask, is there any superstition about the star having the centre point downwards rather than upwards?
Well, we can always rotate it.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh dear, what a laugh. Aha.
Shan't come up with any suggestions again.
That was brilliant.
No, that was really, really good.
You lost me. Well, that's not difficult, but
that was jolly fun. Yeah.
Have you done Noël Nouvelet yet? I love that piece. Okay.
No, who's Gillian? Were you going to lead that one? I can't remember.
Yes, I was supposed to be doing that. If you'd like it.
Yay! Yeah.
Right pipe, D pipe. It's in there, isn't it? What page is
Page
it?
10.
Page 10. Thank you. That's it. Nice, gentle, slow one. Don't hurry it.
Oh, it's lovely. Thank you. That's very
Thank
nice.
you.
Woo.
I love that piece.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah. That's really very, very nice. Aha. Right, who would like to play the next tune? Oh, is that Jason? Oh, yeah, Jason's waving. Yes. Hurrah, Jason. Go, Jason.
Yeah, I'll do. It's not really. It's just a Morris tune, and it's not really in keeping with the time of season of the year. But I'm going to do Saturday Night Bucknell. It was Saturday night last night anyway, so that's my excuse. So here goes. Something gone wrong with my pipe. Sorry about that. Just went. So something got stuck in it and it went on mute. So I'll come back in on that B part. Yeah.
Good.
That's kind of threw me a bit there. The pipe just is fading there as well. I think it needs a good cleaning out. It's, the Fipples seems to be getting a bit clogged.
Yeah.
Jason, do you know our team? I don't know which style it is, but we have a different tune for Saturday night. Are there a lot of different tunes called Saturday night?
I think there are. Longborough one I kind of been learning as well.
Yeah, it's much slower.
That sounds like Bleddington.
So that would be the Bleddington tune?
I think
Sounds
so.
a bit like the Longborough one as well.
Perhaps they're similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're all. There's quite a lot of different Saturday nights. I think there's about three. There's usually 52 a year.
Can I just throw in a snippet about cleaning Fipples?
Brilliant.
If you've got a big Fipple, then obviously something like a pipe cleaner is ideal.
Mm-hmm.
I like this nice furry pink one, which goes with my complexion. But what I've also found with my Jim Jones pipe, which has got a very narrow Fipple, and a pipe cleaner won't go through it. It's narrow depth-wise. What I did was I got a piece of simple ribbon. This is about 1 centimetre wide, and then super glued the end of it, so that's stiff. And that feeds through the Fipple, comes out the windway, and then just pull it straight through the pipe.
All right, I might well try that.
Yeah.
But the other thing, sorry, I was going to say,
is a little strip of card. That's what I do.
I've done that a few times.
Just a narrow strip of card.
Yeah, if you can find it thin enough. And I found that the Jim Jones pipe that I've got is so narrow, I couldn't get anything through it. And this ribbon was the thinnest I could find. But anyway, whatever you've got, really.
I do have a fallback in that Barry Lloyd, who made this pipe for me, I should see him on Tuesday at Morris practice, and I might just ask him to do it for me. So go to the manufacturer. So hopefully on Tuesday, yeah, I'll drop him an email and say, could you do it for me on Tuesday when we're at Morris practice, which will be...
Jez uses those tiny little toothbrushes, tiny little brushes that you use between your...
toothpick things, yeah.
It's a gum. It's a brush.
Yes, that's
Can you see it?
That's
it's a dental brush for gums, and they come in a packet of 12 or something.
Yeah.
But they don't go all the way in, so sometimes they work. I think the ribbon idea is better because it makes a clean sweep. But these can work as well for the smaller ones.
I would worry about anything that's got a wire point on it.
Yeah, you have to be really careful. Yeah. I go through the other way.
Yeah, that's why I use a piece of card, because I think it's going to be softer than the wood on either side, and it's not going to do any
Much better.
damage.
What's a bit thinner is if you get just a bit of sellotape and just fold it in half.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually quite stiff as well, so you can...
Yeah.
So are you doing that with the sticky outside so that it collects the debris?
Gums will stick to it.
No, you fold it over, so it's double thickness.
So you're just relying upon mechanical cleaning rather than absorbent cleaning then?
Yeah.
You wouldn't need the glue behind if you had the glue. If you fold it the other way, then some of the glue might get stuck to the other side, and you might compound.
Well, no, it would never go in.
Yeah, well, it'd never go in. Yeah, that's true. It'd never go in the first place.
It's just thinner than paper.
The trick there, Michael, is to fill the Fipple up with oil first. Sorry, I was doing some unallowed cultural appropriation there, so I probably get sued for that. But yeah, fill it up with oil.
Yeah. Well, no, hopefully I'll get it, because it started doing this a bit over Christmas, and I was thinking, I'm supposed to be doing a dance out next weekend, so I'm a little bit worried about this. And it is my favourite pipe, so.
Some of my recorders, I have a tenor that I bought for 30 years ago. I bought it for $30 and it never clogs, but my other tenor, which is a much more expensive model, clogs up all the time, and it just never seems to go away. So I'll play the cheap one instead. But some need they need to be reblocked because the wood inside just gets swollen and saturated more easily than other brands. I don't know why.
So, some makers offer a free revoice of your pipe, if you send it back within a year. Marie Holston's does. I've only had it done once because usually I've not felt the need for it.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to talk to them. So this is a Merck tenor, but some of the same things. I'm going to try what you said, Clive, with a piece of silk. That would probably be good, yeah? You're unmuted.
Actually,
sorry, I was saying that you need to stiffen the end somehow.
Right.
So I either wrap the silk around a thin piece of card, if that will go through, and push it through with that.
Yeah.
Or use super glue like I did. But whatever you do, you need to make it long enough so it'll pass through the Fipple. You can pull it out and then continue to pull.
Yeah.
Or actually, that's a Merck tenor as well. I just whack the block out.
I'm afraid to do that.
But the thing, But what I'm interested in with your one is, are you getting the same problem I'm getting, which is the top A note is very hard to get.
No, it's fine. It's got good voice and really all the notes are playing, but I start playing about 8 measures in and it just gets thick sounding. It has to be cleared. You know, it just gets condensation in it and it doesn't go through a whole piece.
Right.
But, you know, the block looks okay. It's just doesn't work. So maybe I'll send it back, but then I'd have to send it all the way to wherever they are.
Yeah.
Germany or something.
I think it's Germany.
It's a Mick, And I don't know if Von Huna is still doing. Is he around or I don't know. But I'll try those things. Thanks, you guys, for the advice. My carbon fiber pipes have a really tiny opening. I mean, it is super tiny.
Well, so does mine. Absolutely, very tiny.
Yeah. So then maybe that silk would help.
But you have the same Barry Lloyds as me, Andy, and you don't have any trouble with them.
No. I mean, I'm always very assiduous about trying the the main sort of section with these sorts of things.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of this. I've never had to do anything in the top touch wood. I mean, I did have a high D Ralph sweep that got sort of gummed up because I used it so much eventually.
I think that's the problem, is overuse of this one, and for a while I was packing it away, and I think what I found that leaving it on a shelf so air gets to it has helped it a lot. So keeping it in fresh air inside the house. But then I suppose all the windows are shut during winter, and it's the condensation there, so it's not so easy. But you know,
Yeah, I think what happened with my high D Ralph sweep was I tried to resolve it using a sort of a long pin, and it didn't end well. It wasn't a good. So I wouldn't.
Can I just say that Stephanie seemed to be talking earlier, but we couldn't hear her. Is there a problem?
Oh yeah, definitely, Stephanie. We can't hear you at the moment. Are you okay? You don't seem to be muted, Stephanie.
Go out and come back in again and see if that resolves it, or check your settings.
Oh, where's my phone? I didn't take it with me.
You know, when I'm doing the Morris things in the winter, I always have a long pocket in my kit. What I wear, a long pocket, and I put the whistles and the recorders and things in the long pockets, and the body keeps them warm and they don't clog as much.
Yeah.
I keep mine up my sleeve sometime.
Yeah, I made a long pouch inside my my waistcoat, so keeps it warm.
Just very generally, the best thing you can do with wooden wind instruments is keep them in a damp environment. You don't want to keep them in anywhere dry.
Gosh, I didn't know that.
No, because the wood will dry out and it'll crack, and also with that just slides out. Yeah.
Ooh. Ah. Right. Right. Who's up for a next tune then? Do we have any volunteers? Oh, Stephanie's rejoining. Can we hear you, Stephanie? No, we can't hear you. Oh dear. What happened with Steve? Steve had an issue. His Zoom version updated today, and he had a very similar issue to the one that you're getting, Stephanie. And I think he might have ended up sort of rebooting everything, and then it seemed to resolve itself. But oh well. Okay. Well, while everybody's thinking about that, I'll have a go at While Shepherds Watched. This is another one that we do on 12th night in Guildford. I'm going to be playing a C pipe for this. And the tune ends on the C. So right, yeah, I've got original sound on. Okay, Clive, you might want to mute. Okay, here we go then. While shepherds watched their flocks by night, all seated on the ground, the angel of the Lord came down, and glory shone around. Sweet bells, sweet chiming Christmas bells, sweet bells, sweet chiming Christmas bells, they cheer us on our heavenly way. Sweet chiming bells, they cheer us on our heavenly way. Sweet chiming bells. You in David's town this day, he's born of David's line, the Saviour who is Christ the Lord, and this shall be the sign. Sweet bells, sweet chiming Christmas bells, sweet bells, sweet chiming Christmas bells, they cheer us on our heavenly way. Chiming bells, they cheer us on our heavenly way. Sweet chiming bells. bells, sweet chiming Christmas bells, they cheer us on our heavenly way. Sweet chiming bells, they cheer us on our heavenly way. Sweet chiming bells. All glory be to God on high, and to the earth peace. Goodwill henceforth from heaven to men, begin and never cease. Sweet bells, sweet chiming Christmas bells, sweet bells, sweet chiming Christmas bells, they cheer us on our heavenly way. Sweet chiming bells, they cheer us on our heavenly way. Sweet chiming bells.
Hooray! Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you, Steph.
Hello, everybody. This has been
Hello.
very frustrating. I've been coming in with comments and thinking, nobody seems to have sort of listened to what I said today. And I was thinking, perhaps I'm just not here. I mean, I'm not actually fully functional at the moment.
Well, we can hear you now. So,
No, I'm not fully functional. I can only type but not Tabor.
Oh no.
I hope that gets better soon.
I think it will get better soon. It's just that I've got to take the doctor's advice and rest my arm for a bit. So.
Oh, okay. So, are you completely not being able to play at all? Or?
Well, no, I was just starting to think, oh, this is great, sort of practicing the pipe and tabor, and then I had an altercation with a cat, and sort of ended up with an infected hand. Apparently, it's better if I just don't do anything with it for a while it heals.
The infection's gone, is it?
Well, yes, I had to go to A&E yesterday because there was a worry about my tetanus not being up to date, and the infection was setting in.
Yeah, because Bird had a huge amount of trouble for
awful.
from a year, more than a year.
Or more than a year.
And
really?
He's got a great scar up his arm where they had to cut his arm open and clean it all out.
Yeah.
You follow the doctor's advice. You rest it.
Yes.
Dangerous creatures, these cats.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, definitely. But I was trying to ask a question earlier, which was, how often do people re-oil their Mark Binns pipes, or knock the block out, or whatever, or do they not?
I think it's very variable, isn't it? I'm sure that there'll be some people here who are very, very, very good at regular oiling. Gillian, you do a lot of regular oiling, don't you?
I wait until certain notes are hard to play, and it's a different note on each pipe. And once that note sounds iffy, then Mark Binns' pipes, his blocks are just so tightly in. I leave that pipe for a week maybe to dry as dry as it possibly can be, and then it's easier to get the block out and then clean it and oil it.
I'm going to have to make a move. Following on from Andy's song, I've got to go and ring some bells at the local church for the
good luck.
So I've got to make a move and get there and ring the bells. But great to see you all, and sorry to interrupt you talking about oil, Gillian. And I'll see you all sometime soon.
Yeah.
Great to see you, Jason.
Yeah, good to see you all. Bye.
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 I'm amazed that people have got the courage to knock the block out, to be absolutely honest.
Me too.
I've never dared.
It's the first time is the worst.
It does seem to vary quite a lot depending on the pipe as well, how hard they are to come out. So
Oh yes.
come out really easily.
I have to be careful when I'm knocking out my Charles Wells one because it can shoot all over, it just shoots over the room. I have to put a bag over
Yeah.
it. It shoots
You
into
put
the
a sock
bag.
over the end,
Yeah,
apparently.
I do. Well,
Okay.
yeah. With the Mark Binns ones, it's a lot harder.
Never knocked the pipe out of a tabor pipe before. I've done it for a couple of recorders, but I've never done it with a tabor pipe. So.
Yeah, I did sort of like feel really enthusiastic, once, and did loads of pipes, and ever since then I've just sort of been trying them very carefully, and I haven't really had an instance of anything, showing signs of degradation, really.
I oil mine, even though I don't knock the block out. But I can't talk about Mark Binns pipes because I haven't got one. But the Mary Helston's ones, I just use the ordinary rapeseed oil that we cook with. And coat the bore with that from time to time. Like Gillian, I tend to wait till one or two notes are getting a bit dodgy, and I think, so is it my playing or is it the pipe? Well, let's at least oil the pipe. That gives us a chance.
I seriously, I have wondered what would happen if you got your recorder or pipe and put in a bit of undercoat and then just coated it in Dulux gloss paint. I'm thinking it would have this. I mean, what you're trying to do is just basically get a very smooth interior, really, to get the things to resonate. and I'm thinking, well, I mean, sort of this is finished inside with Danish oil, which is basically varnish.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be quite good having a brilliant white pipe.
Well, what you'd end up with then is more or less a plastic one, where you've got a totally smooth bore.
Well,
and
exactly.
That gives quite a sinusoidal waveform, which is, for some ears, quite boring. Whereas a pipe that's got lots of variation on the inner bore gives you lots of overtones, potentially.
Yeah.
So I think it's horses for courses.
Yeah. So why are the most expensive recorders polished on the inside so they sound plastic?
Yeah.
Are they?
And in fact, Koolsma recorders are actually made from plastic. And there was one which I think they were selling at the early music shop for about £1,000. And I tried it.
Ones.
And
they're very expensive.
And it sounded horrible to me.
They're made using the same methods as wooden. They're not cast like a plastic recorder usually is. Yeah, they're handmade, but they just sound like plastic recorders.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, I mean, tin whistles. I mean,
going back to blocks, if you've got the courage and you take your block out, and you've got sufficient skill to carve or turn another block, you can experiment to quite good satisfactory result by reinserting a block that's got a different shaped flat top to it, so that you either increase or decrease the windway and also the shape of the windway, and that can make a heck of a difference to the playability of the instrument. And when they're first made, of course, they're made nice and dry. They've not been oiled for months and used for years, so they're in a state that the maker considers to be ideal at that time. But over time they change, so experimenting with your own blocks isn't for the faint-hearted, but it could be quite exciting.
I think that the manufacturers like Merck or Moik, maybe, I think they have serial numbers for the type of block for a particular recorder. So I'm guessing theoretically you could get yourself half a dozen and play around with them if you're feeling wealthy. I don't know.
Wow.
If it's a machine-made pipe, then there's a good chance that you'll have compatibility between different blocks. But if it's handmade, there may be quite a bit of variation, especially if it's been reamed. And the reamer is adjustable, and it could be slightly different diameter. So, yeah. Wonderful things to play around with making.
Yeah, I've never got round to it, but I mean, you could get some wood and just carve your own, because all you need is a chisel. The only problem is getting the wood. I think we dealt with this before. It's Juniper virginialis. Anyway, yeah.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. I mean, I've made pipes with all sorts of different blocks. This one's got a boxwood block,
Right.
and that doesn't move. I mean, that's just going to be the same forever. It's lovely. I've also done them in oak, and that works quite nicely. But the wood that I was recommended to use was cedar wood. I think I said once before that I made the mistake of making one out the same cedar wood as pencils, and it smelt like a pencil.
Yeah, it's not actually cedar. It's actually juniper. It's juniper.
Yeah.
But I once made one with a block made out of not sycamore. What do you call it?
Maple.
Field maple.
Maple. And what I found was that as soon as I played it all fuzzed up. I took the block out, sanded it down, put it in. It was fantastic for about 5 minutes. Then it furred up.
Yeah, maple needs sealing.
Yeah. Yes.
I know that and it's called cedar, but as you say, it's a juniper, is now the standard wood. But I mean, exploitation of the resources of North America, they must have used something else. So all the medieval and Renaissance recorders, and probably some of the early Baroque ones as well, would have had some other wood used for the block.
Well, all you're looking for is something that's relatively moisture proof or resistant, that isn't going to rot, and that keeps its shape. There's nothing special about the material tonally.
Yeah. Well, what it needs to be actually is it needs to be absorbent and doesn't rot.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Or
I thought the idea was to absorb the moisture rather than let it sit on the surface.
Because I was trying to work out some way of using acrylic to make a block out of acrylic. But the problem then is, how do you fasten it in? Because with the juniper, it swells up and it soaks in.
This was my solution. I don't know if you can see that. I put a peg in the side.
Yeah.
That's not showing very well, is it?
I can see it.
You can see it.
Yeah. So that became a bit of a trademark for my pipes initially, but that holds. Just holds it in place.
Yeah.
Or super glue.
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't be able to knock it out then. That's the problem.
Well, if it's a good fit, you don't need to really.
Well, you do if it gets blocked up, or if you're adjusting it.
We could talk for hours on this.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, it's 5:30 and I'm afraid I've got to go, folks. So nice to see you all. Hope you all have a splendid year. And
you too, Clive.
That your mum's okay, Elizabeth, and your brother. Sounds like a sort of situation none of us want. So good luck. And anyway, see you all next time.
Yep.
Cheers for now.
Bye. Well, I thought this might be the year that we're all going to actually meet up in person, but who knows?
Who
It's
knows?
hard to
Cross
know.
our fingers. Yeah.
Yeah, as I said
Band
earlier,
are meeting in person for practices again. Lateral flow before we meet up, that sort of thing. And, I've been playing all afternoon with them, and I'm a bit played out at the moment.
Our choir's been practicing since the autumn. We did 2 concerts last term, and again we all do lateral flows before we go, and hope for the best.
yeah. I mean, I'm going to be asking Bill whether he thinks that it's worth doing the winter warmer Rotherhithe thing in February or not. So I'll see. I don't know if many people would be keen to sort of like travel and do that. I don't know. It's a bit hard to know, isn't it? I think it's a bit different if you're very local. You know, you can just turn out on a if you can turn out on an evening to something with you know, you just pass the lateral flow as you're just there for 2 hours, and then you come back again. That's a bit different to from committing to doing a weekend, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I must confess, I'm always very reluctant to travel towards London, but that's just me.
I live here.
But well, anyway, if we
the
can't
tubes
do
are virtually
Rotherhithe,
deserted at the moment. Everybody's been scared off a bit, so it's almost like to what it was at the start of the first lockdown.
Right.
Yeah. Well, if we can't do Rotherhithe, then anyway, we've got the summer poll in Guildford on the 30th of April, so hopefully we might be able to all turn out for that. We'll see. Hey MJ, do you want to play something? You haven't played yet, have you?
I've been playing all afternoon with my band, so I'm not really desperate to play anymore.
Oh, okay, all right.
We've been playing really weird things. Panjandra would get carried away and do weird Scandinavian stuff in stupid keys, so I've been swapping from one recorder to another. And
Oh, that sounds like fun. Aha. Oh well, who wants to play the next one then? Hooray! We got Neil. Go Neil.
Right. Somebody mentioned this earlier on, which was Speed the Plow, and I was because it's only.
You're braver than me.
Oh yeah, the Plow boy. So it'll be on a D pipe in the key of D, and I'm not totally sure that the drumming is going to work properly or anything. But it's got to be done. I mean, the thing was laid down, wasn't it? Right. How's it go? Right. All right. Okay, doke. Here we go. Ah, what?
That's slightly different from the version that I know, so yeah, it's worth knowing that one.
Yeah, that's fun. What's your version? Can you do that?
Well, I'm not at the moment. I don't feel brave enough to play it, having cocked up one that I thought I knew quite well. But I think it must be a fiddle version because it's got lots of leaps from one octave to the other, and
It's a Piper's version, but not a three-hole Piper's
No, not
version.
a
It's
three-hole
definitely not.
Piper's
I
version.
wouldn't want to play that on a fiddle.
Well, no, I have played it on the pipe, but I usually make a bit of a scramble of those sort of.
It sounds like a Northumberland Piper's pipe.
It could well be. That could be,
Yeah.
couldn't it? Yeah.
Excellent. Oh. Right, who's up for the next tune?
I've got another Plow one.
Yay, go Gillian. Hooray.
This is, well, it's Plow Sunday today, Plow Monday tomorrow. And quite frequently we go up to York and I play while Rob dances with the York gentleman's sword, longsword. But if they can manage to get a side together, Jez will be playing tomorrow. And this is one of the tunes we play for it. It's apparently Bobby Shafto.
Hooray, that's fun.
Nice jolly tune, isn't it?
Yeah, very jolly. And you can just imagine them relentlessly going round and around with their swords, can't you?
Yes.
What sort of costumes do they wear? Do they
Well, they call themselves the York Gentlemen, and it's sort of Edwardian costumes. So gaiters, leather gaiters, jackets, tweed jackets, ties, nice shirt.
Wow. Yeah.
But they don't have hats on. They don't have hats on because when you're going over and under, and hats wouldn't, would they? Yes.
Oh right. So and you say that you don't know if it's going to happen or not.
Well, it depends if they can get a side together.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
in my neck of the woods in South Leicestershire, if you were here yesterday, that was the Plow Monday celebration on Saturday of the Hinckley Bullockers. I don't know if any of you have ever seen the Hinckley Bullockers.
No.
They're a sort of selection of they come from different Morris sides and different musicians, and they take the plough, which is decorated with ribbons, all the way around pub starting at 9:30 in the morning and usually ending up at 9:30 at night. But this time they didn't have their social event afterwards for various reasons. But it was a terrible, wet, soggy day, so they were rushing from one pub to another with their plow and their entourage and their sort of Betsy and everything. But unfortunately, I was in A&E most of the day, so I missed it. Poor excuse. But that's what happens around where I live anyway. So that's one of the plough celebrations. And it's usually a very jolly affair, especially if there's lots of singing and soup afterwards.
Yeah,
and what I was trying to say earlier, Andy, was what you described with the bean and the cake was what we usually have as le fête de roi, which is we have our local French session is the Badby Bal, and that is usually our kind of January celebration. We haven't had a Badby Bal for a while now, again for various reasons. But yeah, that's.
Is that Badby as in Northamptonshire?
Yes, Northamptonshire Badby. Yes, and
Oh, wow.
so I've assumed it was a French tradition that you were describing.
Oh well, I don't think so. No, but
Interesting.
I've no idea what the origin of it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it is something that the French do. It is a French. I don't know. I don't know if that's the same as Andy's. You know, whether it came from France to Andy, but certainly it's a French tradition in France.
That's what I'd heard. Great that these traditions are spreading.
Yeah, very good.
So, is anybody going to play any more sort of like wassailing tunes? I mean, if I was up to it, as I say, I'm not really kind of like up to tabering at the moment, but you know, there's some nice wassailing tunes, aren't there?
Yeah. Anybody about to leap in to do a?
I can play a wassailing tune.
Oh, good, excellent. Go Viv.
And we've wassailed a few times. We've wassailed in various orchards, but I don't think we're going to do it again because we were moved to an industrial estate and dancing round a plant pot with an apple tree in it.
Oh no. Yes, we weren't able to do ours. We usually have a sort of 12th night gathering of different Morris sides and doing wassailing, and also we usually go to one that's run by a Coventry side called Elephant Up a Pole, and we used to meet at Ryton Gardens and wassail the apple trees there. And we go to another what is it called, a nature reserve somewhere anyway on the way to Coventry. So these things usually happen, but they seem to have sort of receded a bit this year. So
yeah, right. Well, I'll try this. I hope.
Great.
I can do it. Wassail, wassail all over the town. Our bread it is white and our ale it is brown. Our bowl it is made from the bright maple tree. From the wassailing bowl we'll drink to thee. Don't know any more words, I don't think.
Hooray, that was fun. Yay, that was very jolly. Mm-hmm.
One of our traditions in usually for 12th night and for end of year and then Plow Sunday is to sing the Scottish "Say Will We Yet, So Will We Yet." The chorus, "So will we yet, say will we yet," and each time it changes. We've been together many a time. We've drank together many a time. We've been provided for, and it mentions the plow boy. The health to the farmer, prosper the plow. So you can join on the chorus. Let me get my key here. So the chorus, and say will we yet, and say will we yet, for we've been provided for, say will we yet. Sit down, ye cronies, give us your crack, let the wind take the care of the life upon its back, for our hearts to despondency we never will submit, for we've been provided for, so will we yet, and say will we yet, and say will we yet, for we've been provided for, say will we yet. Sing the chorus with me. And say will we yet, and say will we yet, for we've been provided for, say will we yet. Here's a health to the farmer, prosper his plow, rewarding his ardent toil all the year through. For seed time and harvest we ever will get. We've been provided for, and say will we yet, and say will we yet, and say will we yet, for we've been provided for, and say will we yet. And say will we yet, so will we yet, for we drank together, many's the time, and say will we yet, and say will we yet, and say will we yet, for we drank together, many's the time, and say will we yet.
Ooh, that's really nice.
I'm going to have to leave you all. So happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
See
Year.
you next time, all being well.
Yeah,
Bye.
absolutely. See you next time.
Bye.
Yeah, so Elizabeth, where did that one come from? Was that
It's from Scotland, and we learned it in the Portland Revels when they did the Scottish Revels. So the Cambridge Revels and the Portland Revels, and they are an end of year Christmas show, but they bring in traditions from all around, Britain and Scotland, Ireland, Wales, and then they do a French Revel sometime. But we all learned it. We all learned it there. So
Wow, that sounds.
it's a Scottish. There's a verse about we fill up your tankard with nutty brown ale, and it'll comfort the heart and enliven the tale. And we'll all be the merrier the longer that we sit. For we drank together many's the time, and say we yet. So there are lots of different verses.
Oh, that sounds really good.
You don't usually get nutty brown ale in Scottish songs, do you? It's more usually whiskey.
Well, no. I mean, Old Lang Syne. One of the verses is "I'll be your pint stout if you'll something to be mine. B pay for a pint stoop or stout or something." So, or perhaps I just add maybe it's a pint of whiskey. I don't know.
Well, I only threw in that verse for Rob's benefit, but I don't think he's there because he makes the best wines and.
Well, I think there was I think Gillian was saying that there was some situation where somebody couldn't find their way through the hedge.
Yes. Our next door neighbour couldn't find her way back through the hedge. There's a hole in the hedge, otherwise she has to have a long way round, you see. But if she just comes through the hole in the hedge, it's quick. But it wasn't quick that day. Oh dear.
That was up. Which particular wine was that after then?
Oh, I don't know. It was Christmas Eve a couple of years ago. Christmas Eve, so you can imagine it was probably several different ones.
Oh dear, what a laugh! Right, well we are nearly at our time. Is anybody desperate to play one more, or are we on to Hunt the Squirrel? No, I think we might be on to Hunt the Squirrel. Yeah. Okay, right. Right, great to see everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's been great.
It's good.
Good fun.
And I guess we'll send out something about what the winter warmer outlook is, and the situation with this summer poll opportunity as well, end of April. Yeah. Cool.
And the next Zoom second Sunday in February, presumably.
Yeah, second Sunday in February. 4 p.m. seems good, isn't it? It's better for
does,
you, isn't it?
It does.
Better, yeah.
It's a good time. Yes. Yes.
Cool.
Lovely.
Excellent. So it'll be the second Sunday, yeah, and see you all then.
Yeah.
Woo!
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.